The authorities have made steady progress at the Riverton disposal site, while educators take another week to get GSAT students fully ready for their test. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Arroyo Eubanks. In today's show, we'll get the rationale for postponing the Grade 6 Achievement Test, plus a look at the training that goes into creating a world-class team of firefighters. All this and more awaits you as Jamaica Magazine unfolds.
Pay special attention to children, especially those who are asthmatic and/or suffer from other respiratory illnesses. Seek medical attention immediately if breathing is unusual. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, March 17. The fire at the Riverton City Disposal Site in St Andrew is expected to be fully extinguished by this weekend. Jamaica Fire Brigade Commissioner Errol Mowat gave that update at a media briefing Monday afternoon. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, the ODPEM, also reported that additional resources have been deployed to beef up the operation at the site.
The team continues to be supported by 9 D9s, and D10 earth-moving units, bulldozers, upwards of 60 tipper or dumper trucks, 21 firefighters, 3 fire trucks, and an assortment of supporting pieces of equipment.
The National Emergency Response Team will remain in operation until things are back to normal. Meanwhile, health officials are reminding persons to limit their exposure to smoke by closing windows and doors and using a wet rag to cover their nose and mouth. Smoke continued to affect sections of Portmore and St. Catherine Tuesday morning, due mainly to ongoing operations at the disposal site to cover areas which are still burning. And the fire chief has given an indication as to what caused the fire at the Riverton City disposal site. Commissioner Mowat said based on the fire brigade's investigation, the fire was deliberately set, adding that without human intervention, the fire could not have spread so quickly.
Normal fire spread, regardless of wind strength, wind direction, would not have by itself spread the fire that rapidly.
In other news, the protection of farm crops and livestock has been strengthened now that the Ministry of Agriculture has set up a Praedial larceny prevention unit. It's operating out of the Agriculture Ministry and is headed by Deputy Superintendent of Police Kevin Francis and Sergeant Damian Harry of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
The significance of these appointments is that being active members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, these men will have access and will be able to mobilize members of the entire force across Jamaica to deal with Praedial larceny issues.
The Agriculture Minister says the team is being supported by a coordinator and an administrative assistant. They're also recruiting additional staff. The Lasco group of companies has donated $4 million to buy a Toyota Hilux pickup for the Praedial larceny prevention unit. As of September this year, the children of public sector workers will find it easier to get student loans for their tertiary education.
Public sector workers applying for student loans will be allowed to access the loan with one guarantor based on satisfactory assessment.
In his opening budget presentation last Thursday, the Finance Minister also announced a 35% reduction in the applications processing fees for the children of public sector workers and a 1% reduction to their student loan interest rates. In the meantime, Dr. Phillips said the SLB was also introducing a new loan option called Pay As You Study. It will allow parents, guardians, or working students who can afford the monthly deductions from their salaries to pay while the students study.
The benefits include the lowest rate of interest for a tuition loan, a longer repayment time, smaller monthly payments.
Applications for Pay As You Study can be made online. Jamaica now has a state-of-the-art Special Olympics basketball court and sports complex, the first of its kind in the island. The facilities, which are located at Independence Park Limited, were officially opened last Thursday and will facilitate the training of over 4,300 registered Special Olympics athletes. The complex was funded by the Digicel Foundation at a cost of $8 million and built in partnership with the government, Independence Park Limited, and the National Basketball Association, NBA, in the United States. Minister with responsibility for sport, Natalie Nita Headley, says the partnership advances the key tenets of the national sport policy and will improve the work of our Special Olympians.
We are proud of our Special Olympians who continue to forge ahead by breaking down barriers and reminding the world that there is no need to focus on their disabilities. Rather, it's about focusing on their tremendous abilities and the passion with which they take on the world.
The NBA donated basketball equipment for the court. NBA representative, retired basketballer Rick Fox, participated in the official opening ceremony. Jamaica will be among the more than 170 countries to attend the 2015 Summer Games from July 25 to August 2 in Los Angeles, California. Motorists and pedestrians are now finding it easier to travel on the refurbished Old Porous Main Road in Manchester. Work on the 1.95-kilometre roadway was financed under the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program JEEP at a cost of $25 million. The State Minister for Transport and Works says the scope of work involved the bushing and trimming of embankment, construction of drains and asphaltic concrete overlay.
We said that the work will last for 3 months. The work was completed in 6 weeks. That is record time. And it's not a matter of overrun. It was in budget and the work is properly done.
China Harbour Engineering Company Limited was the main contractor and Dwight's Construction Limited was the subcontractor. And finally, the Ministry of National Security says there is nothing to substantiate claims that Jamaicans are leaving the island for Syria to join terrorist groups. A reported statement listed Jamaica as one of several countries in the region from which recruits have left for Syria. The report was made to the United States Senate Armed Services Committee by General John Kelly, commander of the United States Southern Command. But in a statement, the National Security Ministry says it has been monitoring the emerging situation regarding the recruiting efforts of terrorist groups, and there is no information of any Jamaican being involved. It adds that Jamaica enjoys a high level of cooperation with the U.S. on security matters, and the government has initiated dialogue with the U.S. to ascertain the source of the reported claim and any potential concerns that may need action. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
The Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH offers a wide range of benefits for students. Children on PATH are among the top achievers in the GSAT and CSEC examinations each year.
It gives me a sense of stability and it takes some stress off my parents because even though they're working and money might not be enough, it helps them to set me to school.
If your family is struggling, PATH might be the option for you. Just take your birth certificate and valid identification to the Ministry of Labour and Social Security office in your parish. For further information, visit the Minister's website at www.mlss.gov.jm or call 1-888-991-PATH. That is 1-888-991-7284. Smog from the Riverton City disposal site fire has affected schools. In fact, more than 11,000 of the students sitting this year's Grade 6 Achievement Test, GSAT, have been affected. So yesterday, Cabinet took the unanimous decision to postpone the test to next week, Thursday and Friday. Let's hear now as the Education Minister explains the rationale for the decision.
The decision was occasioned by the disturbance caused by the ongoing fire and accompanying smog at the Riverton City disposal site. The overarching principle submitted for Cabinet's deliberation was to ensure fairness to all candidates. This was arrived at after considerable inquiry and inspection of premises by officers of the ministry over the weekend, and I had consultation and agreement with the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association that this was an appropriate step to take. Of the 38,470 students who are scheduled to sit the examination this year, 11,675, almost 30%, are within the areas affected by the fire. involving 241 schools in the corporate area in St. Catherine. And our checks on the ground, our reports revealed that several of the GSAT students as well as staff members are affected by the adverse conditions. And given the uncertainty of the smoke nuisance that is likely to still be present, despite the positive news given to us by the Director of ODPEM just now, it would be difficult to go ahead and keep the original dates for the examination. Potentially, the adverse conditions could shift based on wind movements and disrupt the examination while in progress, and we simply are not sure whether all of those who have been affected in one way or another would be restored in time to take the exam and to compete fairly. The Ministry explored the options of relocating some of the centers which have been affected, which would have meant moving over 11,000 students, or holding a second sitting of the examination for children affected by the fire, or the third alternative, which is postponement of the exams. The first two alternatives provide great and insuperable logistical challenges, and so we have opted for postponement as the most feasible option for the following reasons. A number of the GSAT students with respiratory conditions have been affected by the smog and might continue to be affected during this week. Some parents have already moved children out of the affected areas to keep them from the health challenges associated with the smog. And this is a high-stake examination, huh? So our children need to be physically and emotionally ready for the exams, and the change of date for the GSAT will not affect the date of release of the results. We're very conscious that parents and children in the parishes outside of the corporate area in St. Catherine might not appreciate fully the reasons for the postponement. After all, they haven't been affected as much or at all. But consideration has to be given to everyone to ensure that our children are given the fairest opportunity to sit and to maximize their performance on the examinations.
Stop. Think before you burn. The dry season is on, so there's little to no rainfall and wind speeds increase around this time too. What if the fire you light gets out of control? Where would you get the water to out the flame? Why not try bagging up waste and putting it outside for collection? If you absolutely must burn, construct a fire break by clearing an area around the site to be burnt. Use water to wet the perimeter of the brush being burnt. Burn in small piles and be sure to burn one pile at a time. If no water is available, ensure you have some dirt to douse the fire. Remember, take stock of yourself and think before you burn.
We are confident that we have made significant progress and that the end is in sight.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade has been at the front line fighting to bring the fire at the Riverton disposal site under control. All this wouldn't have been possible without some serious training.
Clad in yellow bunker gear with neon green stripes, gray undershirts and red suspenders, with gloves, boots and helmets to complete the outfit, are Jamaica's firefighters. These men and women work in unity to save lives and property by providing emergency firefighting and rescue services across the length and breadth of the island. They are the Jamaica Fire Brigade's finest. It takes hard work and commitment to be an everyday hero. Men and women from across the island are welcomed to join the league, but only if they can stay the course. From traveling at high speeds to jumping from high buildings, from walking through fire to wading in murky waters, the training that firefighters undergo is no easy task. It is said recruits come in a child and leave an adult.
This because the strenuous aspect of the jobs affects the mental and physical aspect of your being. And to carry these functions and to be exposed to all these different aspects as it relates to fire, put a strain on you.
Before you can become an active duty firefighter, you need to spend about 600 hours in training over the course of 12 to 14 weeks. That's somewhere between 40 and 48 hours per week, which makes firefighter training a full-time job. Training occurs at an academy which is run by the fire department.
When they come in, they come in with an acceptance letter which was given to them at the recruitment center, and that's a training office, of course. And this letter will tell them what to bring with them when they're coming into training. They are then introduced to the fire brigade and when it came into being, and with all of that, continuation takes them through 21 different subject areas, theory and practical.
From recruit to trainee to firefighter, the transformation is outstanding.
When you take a civilian from the street and to take him through the different steps to bring him to a level, that's where you see the importance of training, because the persons have been transitioned through from that stage to the stage of proficiency.
Before I came into the service, for me firefighting was playing dominoes and going to out of fire, but now that I'm actually here, I see that it's more than that. It's dedication, it's commitment, and it's teamwork. And our job, it's hard, it's stressful. What we do is worth it, because at the end of the day, somebody can say thank you because we saved a life, we saved a property. You know, we go all out.
You learn a lot. You learn how the deportment, how you carry yourself. You're a more disciplined person now. So overall, the trainers turn around how you operate, how you function. So you're right now, I'm a totally different person.
Before, I was disciplined to a level. Time management was a factor for me. But coming through this process, I can manage my time, because in the training process, you don't have no time for yourself. You have to study, you have to prepare for inspection, you have the whole process to help us with time management.
For a career firefighter, becoming Lance Corporal is a first-level promotion in the department. Standard ranks range from Firefighter, Lance Corporal, Corporal, Sergeant, District Officer, Assistant Superintendent, Deputy Superintendent, Senior Deputy Superintendent, Superintendent, Assistant Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, and Commissioner. Want to become a firefighter? You need to be a Jamaican citizen between the ages of 18 and 33, have a high school diploma or equivalent, and have a clean criminal record.
They'll do an entry exam, after which they'll do an interview, and then we'll conduct a medical examination of persons to move forward, and also a physical assessment to see if they're physically adapt to carrying out the rigorous tasks required of them.
When called to serve near or far, he's always ready to shine as a star. In difficult places, he's sometimes sent, and over casualties, he's usually bent. In any case of emergency, he approaches the scene with bravery. With skillful hands and balanced mind, it's always said he was just on time. When all is well without a flame, the firefighter packs and makes no claim, returns to base, re-signs his name, and prepares to be called again. Jamaica's firefighters, or everyday heroes. For more information on the Jamaica Fire Brigade, visit their website, www.jfb.gov.jm, or call 922-2523 or 922-0007.
Hello? What is that? Me a come, hold on, me a come.
There is no excuse for speeding. In 2014, 330 persons died in road accidents. 65 persons were motorcyclists. So stop speeding. Motorcyclists and pillion passengers, wear your helmet, ride carefully, and kill your speed before it kills you. Remember, road safety begins with you.
Good parent is a person who grow the child up the right way, a responsible person, a person who fear God and do the right thing.
Someone who takes responsibility for their child financially, emotionally, and somebody who's just always there.
Well, a good parent is somebody who's always there for the child, always be there and give them whatever they need. You know, it's not just being, just the money and all about, but it's also about the caregiver. Is all about playing their role.
A good parent is somebody, who's there for their child and puts their child first before themselves.
Someone who take care of their children and give them food and shelter.
One who pays all the attention and the interest in their child, give them a good education, and being there for them.
Send them to school and send them to church and look after them, buy them clothes and things, you see me? And check for them youth and things. You see me? That's a good parents.
First, you'd have to ensure that the child is safe, well-fed, school, and medical is fine and she's okay and well disciplined.
A good parent take care of the children, right? Send them to school, make sure that them homework is done. Make sure that they have good grades, help them study. Yeah, and make them enjoy themselves, but not to the extent where them go club and so and so. But, make sure them enjoy themselves and have them fun because they are kids, of course.
As the nation deals with violence against our children, there is a call for greater parental involvement in their lives. But while we acknowledge the responsibility of parents, all stakeholders, every member of society needs to be involved in effective parenting. It does take a village after all.
We all are one. We are the same person. Are we you? Oh, yeah.
A local study conducted last year on behalf of the Ministry of Education found that effective schools were almost 4 times more likely to have high levels of parental involvement than schools that are ineffective. According to the researchers, effective schools are characterized by active parental involvement in support of schools, students, and teachers. They added that effective schools involve parents in the community of stakeholders as partners in performance reviews and in the school improvement planning process.
All children have a right to effective parenting. Actions based on mutual love, respect, awareness of rights and responsibilities under the Jamaican law. Effective parenting can be realized in all Jamaican homes, and it underpins individual and national development. Jamaicans must share in the responsibility of raising a child.
When we take our emphasis into the school system to encourage family life and parenting, may I suggest that we pay particular emphasis as a starting point at our parent places, at wherever we are, with the early childhood cohort. My own experience, however anecdotal, is that it is at that stage that parents seem to take a particular incipient interest in their child's future.
Parenting cannot take place in a vacuum. It is a highly contextual activity, and it is shaped by the values and cultures of the family, society, or part of the society in which it takes place, and the socio-economic environment in which children and their families live.
We all are one. We are the same person. Are we you? Oh yeah.
You know what I want to say, Jamaica Magazine, listen out for No Go There, Nomads and Eve for Life. Seeing protecting our young girls, especially our young girls. No go there. Protect our children. Give thanks.
There'll be a better tomorrow. 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 There'll be a day. There'll be a way. There'll come a time to sing a brand new song. There'll be a better tomorrow.
That's our show for today. Tune in again same time tomorrow on this station to watch another comprehensive and insightful edition of Jamaica Magazine. And GSAT students, you've been given an extra week, but don't waste time. Count it a blessing and use the time wisely for any additional preparation. Have comments or feedback, send us an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm and visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for all the latest national news and information. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Oroya Eubanks. Till next time, take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.